What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Gore Pirates Dynasty here on NCAA 14, and of course, featuring that Oklahoma high school football mod as well. We are 5-3 as we're getting ready to get to the back end of the season, and we have a critical matchup in 4A sectional play, taking on this Piedmont Wildcat squad, who does have a similar record that we do, both in and outside of the conference as well. And it honestly should be a pretty even match as well. They're a C overall team, just like we are a C overall team as well. But the Oklahoma high school football experts, man, they are siding with us. And we do get a boost in our secondary. We are getting Dalton Berestein back this episode. He has been hurt with his torn oblique in the last few games. We finally get him back on the field, so we're really excited for that, starting to get healthy at the right time. So I hope you guys are truly excited for this episode, because I certainly am. If you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well if you happen to be brand new. And let's go ahead and jump into Piedmont, Oklahoma, and see if we can beat this Wildcats team on the road. Let's get it, boys. Alright, boys, so let's go ahead and lock in here as Piedmont is going to start with the ball. We'll see if they go with these options to the left. They're going to run with their quarterback, Ricky Sorgan. Ricky Sorgan's going to pick up some yards here, but a short run later will have them still at a 3rd and long. So a chance to force a 3 and out on our very first possession of the game, as Sorgan is going to drop back. He faces some pressure. I don't know how he managed to throw a dot out of that, but he finds Tiger Wiggins for a gain of 12, and that's enough to move the sticks. But I think it's pretty clear what Piedmont wants to do. They want to run their triple option, and oh baby, is their triple option giving us some problems right now. Patrick Hawley's going to get the pitch here. He takes it 30 plus yards. And now they're deep in our territory, looking to get the first points of the game. But we just got to get them in these passing situations. If we can do that, I think we will be perfectly fine. Because, man, can Chase Henry and company, can they get after this quarterback at times? Not consistently, but they can get after the quarterback. However, that being said, it's that read option defense. Gotta be disciplined in those options. But we got to where we want to be. 3rd and 10. They got to throw it here on this 3rd and long conversion. Sorgan is going to drop back. He's got a little bit of time. Throws to the right-hand side and finds Zach Anderson. Zach Anderson will pick up the first down for the Piedmont Wildcats. And Piedmont will continue to drive. And matter of fact, they are going to be in our red zone, looking for bad intentions. They want the first points of the game. The very next play, though, a 2nd and short coming up as we got Holly moving out into motion, but it's the fullback, Nathan Saunders, who finds the end zone. Touchdown, Piedmont, and the Wildcats will strike first in this critical 4A sectional game. Now, that being said, we do get some studio updates while we're waiting for the next possession to start. And how about Bartlesville? Your defending state champions. They're likely not going to make it to the state tournament or make a deep run, but they pull the upset off against Stillwater. They're not only the only top 25 team to go down. Both Edmond North and Santa Fe also lose their respective games, so maybe it's a chance for us to possibly sneak into that top 25, but first, we got to even up the score up a little bit. And Dalton Berestein, one of your guys' customs, well, he's going to get loose with it down the sideline. Here we get to midfield, so a great first possession for your Gore Pirates, at least in terms of field positioning. Now we gotta do something with it, and Vita St. Louis, oh baby, he's doing something with it. A 37-yard scamper down the sideline, a first down for your Gore Pirates. But looking to build off of that here on the 1st and 10 as Matt Gimatar is going to scramble upfield. He actually will escape the pocket and get out of bounds. He'll also pick up the first down as well. We're on the very next play. We'll set up play action. Gimatar scrambles out to the right. Got the backup tight end, Ryan Furenbacher. And Furenbacher will find the end zone. Touchdown, Gore Pirates. And right away, That is how you respond after you give up an opening drive touchdown. You go down the length of the field, and you do the exact same thing. And so much so, I think our defense responded really well after that. We force a free now on the next possession, so no highlights to report. We, on the other hand, do have a chance to go ahead and take the lead here, our very first lead of the day. 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line. Matt Gimatar is going to hand the ball off to Vita St. Louis, and Vita St. Louis off to a nice start, nearly 50 yards on the ground. We're actually going to hand the ball right back to Vita St. Louis to try to pick up the sticks here, and we get it. So that is a first down for your Gore Pirates, and we got ourselves a firm red zone opportunity. Trying to go 2 for 2 in the red zone here, as we'll throw over the middle to the tight end, and that is Jake Durant that makes the catch, and even breaks a tackle or two, so you love to see that. We would love to see another end zone score here, and sure enough, there's Jody Gentry in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Pirates! And there it is, Matt Gimatar throwing the dot to Jody Gentry. Now that was a college level throw, able to throw it over the linebacker and put enough touch on that pass in order to end up completing the pass to begin with. So your Gore Pirates do have the lead for the very first time today. Let's see if we can do something with said lead, right? We'll see what this defense can do towards the end of the first quarter, as it looks like this will be your final play of the first quarter, speaking of which, as they'll go with the read option. Holly will accept the handoff, and he will burst forward for a 12-yard gain. So the Piedmont Wildcats will pick up at about midfield when we'll start the next quarter of action. An exciting first quarter here in Piedmont, Oklahoma, only up by a single touchdown. That being said, here we are with the start of the second quarter of action, as Surrigan is going to throw it out to Tiger Wiggins, and the Tiger is going to be on their side, picking up the first down there, as they'll throw it yet again. This time Surrigan trying to scramble upfield. He will slide in front of Quadir Johnson in order to avoid the big hit. He is certainly a thumper, so we'll see if the Piedmont Wildcats can work off of that and try to move upfield. And it seems like they are. Piedmont is trying to hang on now. Is that a fumble on the field? They're calling it a fumble on the field. Brandon Holsky recovers. Whoa, I was not expecting that. I thought that was going to be an incompletion. I would presume most times it would be called incompletion. They even take some time to discuss it, and they're staying with the call on the field. So it will be a fumble, and Gore will take over. So a promising drive for the Piedmont Wildcats. It goes awry, and now Gore will take over behind the back of this explosive offense. We'll see if we can go free for free today, as Gimatar drops back. Weiss finds a man at the last second, or at least so he thought, trying to force it down the field to Jody Gentry, and that was a devastating play. You should not have done that. Thought we were going to be able to get the first down, and a guy came out of nowhere. Gimatar got spooked, and now Piedmont has a chance to tie. Starting inside the 15-yard line, Shurigan's going to run it up the middle with Holly, and Holly nearly picks up the first down. It's going to be a couple of inches shy. We'll see how the Gore Pirates want to play this. They're going to go in the goal line defense, and they will sell out on the run most likely. Piedmont going under center and handed it off to Brandon Holly, who gets stomped in the backfield, but Dalton Barrettine could not bring him down in time. And so a fresh set of downs for the Piedmont Wildcats instead. Whereas Gore, they're going to be looking for a goal line opportunity. Holly having to earn every single yard on that drive. But oh baby, he will get the yards that absolutely matter the most. Piedmont will find the end zone, and it's a tied ball game yet again. So how does Matt Gimatar answer back from the interception? We're about to find out. We're going to start with a run with Vita St. Louis. Was able to get loose down the middle of the field and pick up 17. So a first down for your Gore Pirates there. As again, we'll run it up the gut with Vita St. Louis. I think this is going to be the approach. You know, Matt Gimatar was a little bit shaken up, not physically, but a little bit mentally shaken up after that interception. So just some play calls here to get our junior quarterback a little bit more comfortable before we decide to let this ball loose yet again. As Vita St. Louis, he's doing a great job on this particular drive, all things being considered, moving the ball extremely well for the Gore Pirates. And now we'll go into a passing play. Will trips to the right. Gimatar will drop back, throw over the middle, and finds Beef Wellington for a gain of 22 yards. That is going to be Beef Wellington's very first catch of the day. And we'll see if Matt Gimatar, could he possibly get his third passing touchdown in the first half. Gimatar looks over to the left-hand side and finds Vita St. Louis, who finds the end zone. Touchdown Pirates! Matt Gimatar, you are not real right now. What a beautiful job executing the offense. That is 3 passing touchdowns for Matt Gimatar. And he has a chance for 4 as Piedmont ends up going 3 and out in the next possession. So a little bit of time before the end of the half, before possibly going into the halftime locker room. We'll see what we can do with our very next play. This will probably be our last play before we have to bring the field goal unit out, which will not be necessary as Beef Wellington finds the end zone again. Touchdown Pirates, and Matt Gimatar, he is on fire right now. 4 passing touchdowns in this first half, and your Gore Pirates will have a 28-14 lead going into that halftime locker room. So here we go, here in the second half, and the beautiful thing about this second half is that we deferred to that second half, so we have some an opportunity to come out here and double dip, and that's a great way to start a double dip. A 26-yard reception up the middle for Jake Durant. Good start here to this second half, as Gimatar will drop back to pass yet again. He's going to look over the middle. He's got Beef Wellington, who takes the top of the defense. End zone. Touchdown Pirates. Matt Gimatar is now 5 for 5, as he now has 5 passing touchdowns on the evening. And we'll see if he can get number 6, because Piedmont, will they end up going 3 and out yet again? Another 3 and out for this defense. Let's see if we can get Jody Gentry here a little bit more involved in the offense. He's only got 2 catches today. We're going to throw one up for him, and he catches it. Jody Gentry catches it in the air. You know, sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. Jody Gentry, he gets his second touchdown of the day. And more importantly, Matt Gimatar, he ties the school record for most passing touchdowns in a single game. 6 passing touchdowns. And there's still more than a quarter left of football, so he can pull this off. Barratine, meanwhile, can pull off a big return. He stumbles a little bit. Oh, if he didn't have that stumble, he might have been taking that to the crib right now. Instead, we're looking at a 3rd and long. Looks like it's going to be a 5-wide set, letting Gimatar cook. Matt looks over the middle, finds a receiver, and that is Nate Daniel. A name that we have not uttered too much here in year number 2. He moves to sticks. Now, that being said, Matt Gimatar looking to go back to work. Tried to pitch it out to Vita St. Louis, but a little bit of a sloppy pitch there, and Piedmont is going to be able to take full advantage. So the Piedmont Wildcats will recover. They will take over at about the 20-yard line as, Brandon Holsky nearly lit him up like a Christmas tree. He was ready to bring him down for a big loss. Instead, it's going to be 2nd and 10, where the running back is going to leak out into the flat as Julius Hamilton will take advantage of the extra space. So a steady drive for Piedmont as they'll try to build some more plays off of it. And you can see the stats for Ricky Sorgan. He has struggled through this game. Well, he hasn't turned the ball over. He also hasn't really done anything of note since that first drive of the game. Sorgan is going to look to chase that. A good throw over to the left-hand side to Andrew Wallace. Zaire Joseph trying to break that up, but hey, good hands there. He got hands like Allstate. able to keep that pass in. So we'll see if that could lead to points down the line, as Tiger Wiggins will actually get the Wildcats into Gore territory, looking for a first down. See if they can get yet another one. Surrigan looking to the left-hand side. He had Anderson open, and Anderson drops it. Anderson drops the pass, and so we're now looking at a 2nd and 10, but it won't kill them in the end, though. Andrew Wallace is going to bring in the next pass, and that's going to be barbecue chicken touchdown Piedmont, and the Wildcats will cut it to a 21-point lead after the field goal, or I should say the extra point. That will take us into the final quarter, though. Unless there is something spicy happening, we should be good. We should be good here in this 4th quarter. I do, however, want to see my guys finish strong. I would certainly love that, as we're starting to get to this end of the season, where style points, I think, are really going to matter for us if we want to have any chance of making a deep run into the state playoffs this year. Having those 3 losses already certainly does hurt, but some blowout wins here towards the end could maybe get some recency bias working in our direction, but that requires us to actually get a stop on defense, and yet again, we are struggling to get Piedmont off the field, where Surrigan's going to drop back. He is going to be brought down the backfield. That looks like Jamie Fletcher. Jamie Fletcher is a guy that don't really remember all too much, but he's making a name for himself today. He's got 2 sacks here on the day, but the DBs simply having a harder time covering in this second half. Andrew Wallace going to bring another one in for a first down. And you already know, Piedmont's going to throw this ball a lot, or at least put the ball into the hands of their quarterback a lot more in this 4th quarter in order to try to make this dramatic comeback actually happen. 1st and 10 from about the 50-yard line. Surrigan's going to drop back, and it's going to be deflected away by the sophomore sensation, Lindstrid Porter. And Lindstrid almost had himself an interception there, but, you know, close only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and nuclear missiles. Speaking of closeness, they're close to picking up a first down here yet again, only needing 4 yards. And they're going to go with a toss play to the right, but Chase Henry able to stop the comeback lane. And at this point, you got to understand why they're doing this. You got to risk it for the biscuit sometimes. If you can't pick up 1 yard, I don't know what to tell you. And Easton Wynn says, take your butt back to the sideline, because it ain't happening, bud. So that means Gore will take over yet again. And once more, we have beautiful field position to work through. Matt Gimatar still searching for that elusive 7th touchdown of the game in order to get that school record for most touchdown passes in a day. We'll see if he can accomplish it here on this drive, as Gimatar lines up in the shotgun with the slants pattern locked out. And he'll find the tight end, Jake Durant, in order to move the chains. Secondarily, also trying to get as much time off the clock as possible. That would certainly be nice to see. And it also helps when you have a tough running back like Vita St. Louis, man. Tough kid. He is now at over 100 yards on the day. And we're now looking for a big play downfield. Gimatar looking to the right-hand side. And Jody Gentry could not bring that one in. So now it's going to be 3rd and short. Gimatar lines up under center. And they're going to know it's going to be a run for Vita St. Louis. He's got a little bit of an escort going, and finally is brought down. A gain of 12 on the play. And that will allow the Gore Pirates to possibly take some more time off the clock. But no, we're going for records here today. We're not trying to be, well, we want to be good sports if we don't score on this drive. But I really want to get this record here for Matt Gimatar. I would absolutely love that for him to be etched in immortality here at Gore High School. 3rd and short coming up, though. Matt Gimatar lines up under center. We actually run it yet again, but it's short of first down unless this penalty is against the Wildcats, and it is not. The penalty is against Luke Young, so the penalty will be declined. And so we will try out our field goal unit. Jake Hills comes out for his first and maybe only field goal of the day and hits it. We'll see if we can have some things happen for us in these other games. Lasso, we need them to lose at this point. They're down against Newkirk 7-6. We might have to check in on that game a little bit later. But first and foremost, I do want to make sure that we end up finishing strong, because Piedmont has less than 3 minutes left to make a 24-point deficit completely go away. Shurigan looks over to the left-hand side, and it's brought down, but not before Tiger Wiggins makes the catch. However, it is not a first down, though. So, offense stays out on the field. We're going to go with the goal line, selling out for the run. Shurigan under center is going to line up. It's going to be Hamilton on the outside, and just barely, and I mean barely, picks up the first down. However, Piedmont is going to go into their no huddle here. This is not a great defense to be in. Shurigan is open. He finds an open Patrick Hawley. And guys, if he would have been able to stay on his feet, he could have still been running right now. We got extraordinarily lucky there as we continue to get burnt in our goal line defense. At some point, just had to call a timeout. Because, yeah, Shurigan was absolutely cooking here. And it's a good thing that we called that timeout. Get our guys calmed down a little bit. Because next play, Easton Lynn nearly had that interception. Needed you to bring that in for him. If Easton Lynn had decent hands, by the way, he could have had 4 or 5 interceptions this year. I'm not joking. And dropping those interceptions is going to eventually kill us. Because this coverage by Zaire Joseph was actually not terrible. It really wasn't. But a perfect throw beats it. And so now the Wildcats are going to go for their 2-point conversion. Cut this down to a 2-score game. Shurigan looks over the middle. Had Anderson, but drops it. So Piedmont providing a little bit of excitement for us. But it's not going to be enough. As your Gore Pirates are going to come out on top 45-27. In what was a little bit of a shootout. So love to see how our offense did today. I think this is close to a series high. If we actually somehow score more than 45 points, let me know down in the comments section. But yeah, season high for us based off of my memory. And we're just going to get better from here, baby. Now, for a big reason why we were able to get a series record for most points scored in a game was because of this guy right here. Matt Gimatar had 6 touchdown passes. That ties the school record for most touchdown passes in a single game. This is a guy that nearly had a perfect game. He did turn the ball over a couple of times, but 17 for 20 for 264 yards is really hard to complain, though. As for the ground game, Vita St. Louis, while he did not find the end zone, Vita St. Louis was able to find plenty of running room today. He had 135 yards off of 20 carries, and Matt Gimatar also had nearly 6 yards a carry himself. As for the receivers, Jake Durant actually led the team in catches today with 5 total catches on the day. Beef Wellington had 3 catches for 85 yards and multiple touchdown grabs. But the best play of the game has to go to Jody Gentry, keeping out for that underthrown ball and then turning it into a 42-yard touchdown. He also had a second touchdown in this game too. And then you also have guys like Vita St. Louis find the end zone through the air on top of one of the backup tight ends in Ryan Furrenbacher. However, defensively, there was certainly a little bit more to be desired, right? Because while we had all these sacks and all these turnover, we didn't do great in terms of keeping Piedmont off the board. I mean, they scored 27, which is pretty close to a high for us as well, if I'm not mistaken. Dalton Barrentine was a bright spot. He did lead the team in tackles, and not too far off was Zaire Joseph and Porter Winstreed. One thing that I was really encouraged about was this is our best performance when it comes down to actually getting to this quarterback. Jamie Fletcher and Savion Simmons both had 2 sacks on the day. And then we also had guys like Tom Holsky, Jace Henry, and Quadir Johnston get involved in terms of sacking the quarterback. Finally, Dalton Barentine did end up force a fumble, and Tommy Holsky was actually also somebody that got a fumble recovery as well. Another great win for the Gore Pirates as we march on to 6-3 on the season. But I found myself checking out the conference standings yet again because Lady Luck might be on our side. In the eastern part of the 4A sectional, we had some luck on our side. Owasso, I talked about Owasso and the need for them to drop a game in order for us to control our own destiny. And it looks like they did exactly that. Owasso drops their second game in sectional play. And now, all of a sudden, we're back here controlling our own destiny to go to the 4A sectional championship. And the next game just happens to be the only team that is tied for first place with us right now. The Sapulpa Chieftains, they are also 4-1 in sectional play. This is a team that we'll end up seeing in the very next episode. But like I said, I'll leave that for next time. 4A Eastern Division Sectional Championship coming to you in the next episode. But I hope you enjoyed year number 2 of the Gore Pirates Dynasty. If you've been enjoying it just like how I've been enjoying it, I need you guys to go ahead and do a couple of things for me. Go ahead and smack that like button for me, and then also hit that subscribe button as well if you do have to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.